You probably have heard stories of lottery winners who suddenly earn a large sum of money. They win millions of dollars, but only a few years later, they find themselves broke. Sometimes, they are financially worse than they were before winning the lottery. This illustration shows being poor is never, ever the problem. In other words, what I mean is, if you lack money, that is a symptom of the problem, but not the cause. The real issue making you poor is a lack of skill. If lottery winners didn't lack millionaire skills, they would have increased their net worth, or at least maintained their wins. They have money, but they don't have the skills of the rich. That's why they can't keep the money, and often revert back to their old lifestyle. When it comes to wealth, all skills are not equal. Here are the top skills you should focus on, and for each, ask yourself where you are on a scale from 0 to 10. 1. Public relations. The way you present yourself to the general public influences what they think about you and your brand. Knowing how to approach your audience can make or break your name or brand. This can be broken down into 3 categories. A. Public relations via words in print, also known as copywriting skill. It is about writing, but I'm not talking about being grammatically correct, although sometimes it's good to do that. Still, copywriting is less about what you learn in school. It's not academic writing. School taught you writing, but it didn't teach you copywriting. Millionaires use this skill to write emails to close important money-related deals. They also use it to sell you something. An example could be those 20-something-year-old drop shippers you see on YouTube. If their product description on their online store wasn't eye-catching, you wouldn't have bought that impulse toy you saw on a Facebook ad, etc. I'm talking about communication, writing to persuade someone to do something. Most of the communication these days happen through messages. Crafting a solid paragraph that evokes emotion is what transforms you from a good marketer to a professional one. It could be your webpage, videos, or emails. This is important as a lot of our daily communication happens in written form. For example, through emails, Facebook messages, LinkedIn posts, blog posts. So you want to know how to communicate effectively through written words. It gives you a tremendous amount of leverage. Millionaires send out thousands of emails every year. Every email builds your brand. Let me give you a perfect example. Let's say you write a blog post and you have a decent amount of following. That gives you leverage because what you write is seen by hundreds, if not thousands or millions of people. The more effectively you can share your message with the world, the more likely people will want to work with you. The level of your communication determines your level of wealth. You can improve your copywriting skills by reading a lot. Writing every day and publishing regularly on blogs, such as Medium, using Grammarly, avoiding filler and boring words. Forcing yourself to learn a few words every day and using them, and lastly, learning the art of storytelling. B. Public speaking skill. The biggest fear most people have is public speaking. This is because they are worried of sounding stupid or looking weird, or afraid because they might say something wrong. Take an example of Elon Musk. Most people do not buy Teslas because they're electric or cool, but rather because Elon Musk is a great speaker and has been able to convince us that buying a Tesla at premium price equates to saving the environment. This has in turn driven Tesla sales higher, making us wealthier. Also, if you look at great leaders, almost all of them are great speakers, such as Steve Jobs, Tony Robbins, or Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, in his early years, even spent $100 in a public speaking course, converted to today's dollars, adjusted for inflation. That is about $5,600. You can also take a similar course for free on YouTube. As you improve your public speaking skills, your confidence also automatically increases. Maybe you get sweaty palms, or your face turns pale, your legs shake, and your knees lock whenever you need to address a number of people. You shouldn't worry, and instead invest the time to learn how you can overcome this fear, just like Warren Buffett. As public speaking is a learnable skill, and you can overcome this fear by simply practicing. So, to master your public speaking, prepare well and practice in front of a mirror. If you keep at it, you will hone your skill and ultimately master it. C. Leadership skills. Even for those who inherited their wealth, you can only maintain wealth or create wealth when you possess the traits of a leader. Wealthy people are leaders by nature. They know when to make a new decision. They understand what the people around them mean to perform at optimum. They know how to inspire their colleagues and workers. All these are the hallmark of a leader and millionaire. In order to be an effective leader, you must also be an effective communicator. Business is not a solo sport. It is an intellectual team sport. As an organization, you are only as good as your team. It's very important to develop that leadership ability, to inspire, motivate, and lead your team. If you are a great leader, you will be able to develop a winning culture in your company. Culture beats strategy anytime. That's why you want to be able to do that. Leaders bring out the best in their team members. They develop people. They take others to the top with them. Your leadership skills determine if your team is failing or succeeding. There are no bad teams, only bad leaders. Effective leadership is a skill you need in order to get rich. 2. Delayed gratification. The world is dynamic, and there are new innovations every day. If you are not patient and disciplined, you may find yourself buying the latest versions of cars every year. Wealthy people know how to delay gratification because they are growing wealth. Even when they see their colleagues driving the latest cars and using the latest gadgets, they shun the desire to satisfy their ego and invest their money instead. Delayed gratification is also known as delayed discounting, whereby a person discounts the value of future reward for the immediate gratification of self. This may look easy, but a lot of people do not know how to do this. But it is also a major attribute of the wealthy because their future matters more than their present. 3. Investing. Investing is a way to set aside money while you are busy with life and have that money work for you so that you can fully reap the rewards of your labor in the future. Investing is a means to a happier ending. Legendary investor Warren Buffett defines investing as the process of laying out money now to receive more money in the future. The goal of investing is to put your money to work in one or more types of investment vehicles in the hopes of growing your money over time. 4. Sales. In this world, you're either selling or being sold to. Closing a sale simply means being able to persuade others, not by manipulation, but by showing them how what you do adds value to their lives. You make them want what you have to offer. If you can't close a sale, you can't persuade others to do something for you. If you are in business and can't do that, you are in trouble. In my opinion, sales is one of the most important skills, if not the most important if you want to become rich. Every time you convince another person, you close them to follow your ideas. You absolutely want to master your closing skills because it will make you rich. 5. Networking. There is a famous saying that it is not about what you know, but whom you know, or your network is your net worth. From this sayings and many successful billionaire and millionaire stories, we can conclude that the greatest currency we have is people. In real life, your ability to instigate relationships with business merchants and friends will go a long way. There are people looking for you and your skills. You may not find them if you're bad at networking and retaining relationships. 6. Aligning your priorities. Because we only have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days in a year, we actually cannot manage time because we all have the same amount of time. What you can manage, however, are your priorities. The problem is, school never taught us how to manage our priorities. At the end of the day, priority management really is self-management. Millionaires manage their time efficiently and effectively every single day. They focus on just a handful of things. The things where they know that if they keep doing them consistently, they will eventually get the results that they want. Rich people understand and realize the value of their time. That's why they avoid minimum wage activities such as washing utensils, cleaning, etc. And this is not a pride problem as many average people think. Imagine if you were an engineer and during your free time you did consultation services, earning you an extra $150 an hour. Now would you forfeit that $150 an hour to do household cleaning? Or rather just hire someone at $15 an hour to do it for you? If someone can get the job done, costing you less than what your time is worth, simply delegate it and pocket the difference. 7. Financial literacy skills. In school, you measure how well you are doing by your scorecard or your grades. In the business world, we look at your financial statements. They tell you how well you are doing financially. So your financial statement is like your scorecard. It shows how well you are managing your money, and to be rich, you need to understand how money works. In short, you have to be familiar with balance sheets, your income statement, cash flow statement, and so on. If you have no financial literacy, you look at the numbers on the paper and simply have no idea what's going on. You have no idea if you are making enough money or if you are having a loss this year. Sometimes you have to be able to read between the lines to understand what the papers are telling you. To be rich, you have to learn the basic vocabularies like credit score, return on investment, profit and loss, capital gain and depreciation, etc. You can't improve something that you don't measure, and to measure your finances you have to understand it.